Welcome to You Know Something with Dina.
Hey, look, I'm just here to entertain, inform, and keep this crazy train on track.
And Tia.
Me, unlike your live wire that is liable to like go shoo-boom.
They're like your cool aunts.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Fun.
I can't believe you even brought that up. That is so fun.
Informative.
It's impossible to dust potpourris.
You can't.
Sometimes serious.
Dina, sweet child. I am almost stunned. I mean, I'm being really serious.
But most of the time, not so much.
A caca. I mean, you're caca and you're caca. No. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Ladies, let's go.
Hello, welcome to You Know Something with Dina and Tia. I'm Dina.
And I'm Tia.
Hello, Miss Tia. How are we doing today?
We're doing good.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. We normally have a surprise topic for Tia. Today she knows the topic because she's producing half of the content today.
Well, I wouldn't say producing half of it. I just look it up.
Yeah,
Thanks.
That's kind of a fancy word for
Okay.
what you do.
All right. Well, good. Thank
Take
you.
the title.
I'll take it.
Co-producer. All right, so it's time for another installment of...
Just what do you mean by that?
I'm scared. Volume 6. Just what do you mean by that is where we discuss memes. It's a good conversation starter. There's constantly new ones, and some of them will just grab me when I'm scrolling through social media. And so we'll just bounce back and forth like a pickleball.
Yeah.
I'll
Or
do
tennis.
Yeah.
Either one.
Okay. Pickle's just a funnier word.
Okay.
All right. So do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
What do you feel?
I feel like you should start.
Okay. Then I will.
Okay.
All right. Because I don't know why, but I always find memes that are me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, I think that's what appeals to us.
Okay.
And if you have a source of the meme, we want to give credit if we can. Sometimes they're just there, but sometimes there's a little logo at the bottom.
Yeah, and there's not.
Okay.
Because I edited.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So I
that's
could
fine.
see them.
Oh,
so
okay,
I'm
gotcha.
sorry.
That's okay.
From
Sue
now
Tia.
on, yeah, Sue Tia. From now on, I will pay more attention.
Okay.
But I can look it up.
Okay, well,
I think.
it's not a lot of trouble. You can send me notes and
Alrighty.
we can discuss it later.
Alrighty. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
When you're literally an overthinker, but can't think in exams. No, wait.
Okay, first of all, this is you because it says literally.
Uh-huh.
One of your favorite words.
Yes.
Now, in this case, I guess that would be proper. You're literally an overthinker.
Right.
'Cause I guess you either are or you aren't.
You overthink things, but then you can't think of anything when you're taking an exam. I used to do that I would cram for exams. And, once I'd finished them, I couldn't remember one single thing. Or, actually, when I was in there taking the exam, I'm thinking, I went over this like 18 times. Why can I not remember this?
It's like what they call it, performance panic. Okay, that's not the correct term, but when it's time to perform, your mind goes blank.
Yeah.
I used to be that way with algebra. Like the teacher would say, here's how you work these formulas on the board. We're going to have a little pop quiz. It's only 3 questions. And I think, that makes sense. And as soon as that paper would come down blank, the little X equals or whatever, my mind would just, boop.
Yeah.
I remember nothing. So I can totally identify with that. But I would figure you were a good exam taker. I figured you were prepared and took your notes.
Well, I tried, but there were times that I just drew a complete blank, and I could just memorize a page, and then I used to take exams that I could just memorize out of the books, like take a visual shot of it. But once I walked out, I couldn't remember anything.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common. You're not really learning it, you're memorizing it.
Right.
That's just kind of
Exactly.
a shame. It's not a great way to learn, but I think a lot of people now I can't memorize anything.
No.
I don't think.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know. I don't think I could memorize a speech or a script or a. I don't know. I mean, fortunately, you and I just talk off the cuff.
Yeah.
We have a little note sometimes, but that part of my brain is just dead.
It's gone.
It's in a coma or
It's in
something.
a coma. It's got some little cobwebs. Mine does.
I can totally identify that. I think it's performance anxiety. That's what I'm trying to think of. Where you
Yeah.
know it, but then when it's time to say it, it just won't come out.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common, and it's nightmarish too. Okay, any other thoughts on that other than that is you and me kind of?
Well,
Except I'm not an overthinker.
I mean, was, obviously.
You're still the overthinker, right?
Yes, totally.
Okay, mine's pretty simple. Okay, my source for mine is Meme.ig, Meme.ig. That they have an Instagram account of memes. It says we all have that one friend we call by their last name. Do you have a friend?
Oh, I don't call my friend by her last name, but all of her other friends call her by her last name, but it's not her, it's her maiden name.
Okay, I think I know who that is. I bet.
Okay.
It's usually a sports.
Yes.
From sports.
Yes.
Everybody, like, say a woman's softball team.
Everybody calls her last name.
Yeah.
Navarro.
Yeah, but you don't do that.
No, I've never called her that, ever.
Do you think it's like an affectionate kind of thing, or a more of a team sports thing, or do you think it's degrading? What do you think?
No, I think it's kind of a cool thing. I do think that it starts out with sports because all of them did play sports, together, right. And they still do that today. I don't think that when they're around each other, they ever call each other by their first names, ever. But I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Actually. I just don't think that anybody would ever wanted to call me, "Hey, Phillips."
Yeah, because everybody think you're saying Philip. Hey, Philip. Well, Phillips. I think that it's kind of more of a masculine thing, and in case of a woman, it's more like, I guess we would call it tomboy back when we were young playing sports. It's kind of like a frat boy thing, or like a team sports kind of thing. So when I was just a skinny little girly girl, still wearing a dress and tights that hung down to my knees in school, I had a teacher who was the basketball coach. And I moved up a grade and went into his class, and he said, "All right, Thompson, what's the answer to this?" And it just it was like a punch in my chest. I felt kind of degraded.
Seriously?
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. But he came from that sports mentality. And I was just looking here. Is it rude to call someone by their last name? And it's just different people's thoughts. It depends on the context. I've worked in places where it's the norm, and places where it's considered very rude. I worked at Starbucks, and people called each other by their last name only. And I think that might come from like there'd be two Johns or two Bobs or whatever. You just refer people to the last name. But yeah, I didn't like it. It made me feel disrespected and, like I say, degraded. Like they had authority over me. Of course, a teacher does have authority.
That would never cross my mind.
Really?
To ever think about disrespected or degraded or anything. I mean, it'd just been like, "Hey."
Hey, Connor.
Yeah.
No, that sounds kind of cute. It says sports here especially tend to use last names. And then sometimes really close friends, especially guys, will do that, But yeah, I just thought that was interesting because I don't have one. I don't think I've ever called anybody by their last name, but I have known, it was usually guys in school that they would usually have an unusual last name, so they would be called that. Like maybe their first name was Mike, but they had an interesting last name, so they would call him that. But yeah, I don't like it, so don't ever call me that.
Okay, I won't.
Okay.
But Navarro won't care.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to start calling her that.
Okay.
All right. That's a cool last name, though. See?
It is.
Yeah, that's a bad you-know-what last name. All right, Tia, what is yours?
All right, I'm sorry. I just got a kick out of this one. Canada was definitely running out of ideas for street names.
What is it?
No, wait a minute. No, wait.
Is it Road Street?
That street, the other street. This street. Okay, Post Office Road. Okay.
That's creative.
All right, but I mean, they obviously did. I mean, this is true because I used to live in Charlotte, and they had South Queen Street, North Queen Street, East Queen Street. I mean, everything was Queen Street downtown. Well, but this was kind of funny. I thought, like that street, this street,
Yeah, it's kind of like
the other street.
You have to come up with a password, and you're like, well, can I just use password? Can I just use Snoopy again?
Just for fun. But I mean, I think that's hysterical. How do you get to my house? Well, get on that street and then take the other street.
Yeah. Oh no, what's it called? That street. No, I mean, what's it called?
That street. But my niece literally lives on a street called This Way.
Nuh-uh.
I promise.
This Way Street?
Yes, it's what it's called. This Way Street.
How funny. It makes me wonder, how do streets get named? You know, obviously a city planner has to come up with, and a lot of times, like if they'll buy farmland from, say, the Johnson farm, that'll be become Johnson Road or Johnson Farm Road
Right.
or whatever. And I think I told this story before, but my dad was a telephone lineman, and he was riding along trying to find the trouble in the line, and he ended up out in the country and ended up out on this street, and then he said, there's a street not on my map. You know, this is long before GPS or computers or cell phones. So he had a little like walkie-talkie radio that he would radio back, and he said, there's a little street right here on the left, and they said, well, go up it. So he went up it, and he said, well, that's where the problem is, and they said, that street does not exist. You've discovered a street that's not on the city planning map. He said, oh, well, what are we going to call it for my report? And he said, you can name it. Now, this is a story my dad's telling me years after he retired. And so they said I could name that street anything I want. And I said, really? I said, what did you name it? He said, well, I couldn't think of anything. So I just named it Green Street because there was a lot of green trees. I said, what about Dina Lane? What about my sister? What about Thompson Road? He said, I never thought about that. But my sister's named Nancy, and, you know, there's a plant called a Nandina. It's Nancy and Dina. I thought, why couldn't you name it Nandina Avenue? I'd have a street name. It never occurred to me.
Okay, here again. Woman brought up something like, I don't know, whoever was the planner of the street names in Canada.
Had no children, apparently.
Well, no, they weren't on top of their game, and now you're telling me that, of course, your dad named a street. Of course he did.
He's like named it Green Tree Street. It's like,
Wow.
I was like, wow. I mean, wouldn't you name a street after your loved one? Wouldn't that just pop into your head?
If he was on the job, no.
Maybe not. Okay. I'll try not to take it personally, but.
Please don't.
I mean, like Wendy's. Daddy thought of her name, and what's Judy Lynn, the little grocery
I know,
store?
but that was a restaurant.
Yeah, true. I'm trying to get over it.
Wow, it's taken a while, hasn't it?
See what you started? You
Man,
triggered
I wish
me.
I didn't come with that one. Dang.
No, I have seen funny names when I was up in Pennsylvania. There was one called Just About Road. Almost, what was it? Just About, Be About. It was like, you're almost there, that kind of thing. You know, when I was out in the country, like really going into the woods. So people run out of names, apparently. I've always thought it'd be terrible to live on a stupid named street. Like, I saw one the other day. Thought I would hate to say I lived on that road. It was like Stinking Creek. Stinking Creek is around
Yes.
here. That's
Well, there's Boring Road.
Yeah.
I mean, there is really.
Yeah, and there's like really long. Every time you order something on the phone, or to have to order a repairman or food, you have to say, "Okay, here's my name of the street," and it's really stupid. So just be prepared for it.
I think I have lived on some stupid named
Have you?
streets. Yeah. And see, I've forgotten them because they were that stupid.
To put it out of your mind.
Yeah, I literally have.
Well, what if you found this beautiful home and the people that were selling it were kind of like under duress, or they were feeling generous, and it was like $1 million home, and they were selling it for $250,000, but the name of the street was like Bunyan Puss Road. Would you live there?
Of course I would. I don't care. Just send the mail and send over.
Booger Snot Lane.
Yeah, okay. Still, I would.
All right,
Don't
where
care.
to go? Okay, BOO.
Nope.
Say no. It's Bouger Snot. Bouger Snot.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, should we move on?
Well, yes. I want to get you off the street.
You didn't know I was going to take you there, did you?
Oh, I never have an idea.
You just make me think of things.
Mm.
So this is a visual meme, and I might be able to put these up, because we've got, just need to bring this up, we're on YouTube now, and right now it's not us live. It will be, not live, but it's not us talking live, but it will be soon. We're working out the technical kinks. Right now, though, I can put up, I could put up memes that you could, and you can go to, if you might prefer to listen on YouTube, maybe you don't want an app on your phone, a new app, such as Spotify or whatever. So you can go to YouTube now and watch us. And you can also go to our blog on our website, and the YouTube video is there too. So just however you prefer to listen. But I'll try to put these memes up if I can. Not promising, but I'll try. So this one is a visual meme. Okay, imagine Forrest Gump. And you know how Forrest Gump's a very sweet guy, childlike, and he could just stand on a porch and stare off the porch for half the day and be perfectly entertained, or just sit on a bench all day long. So this is the meme featuring Forrest Gump, but it says, when you're staying at someone else's house, but you wake up before everyone else does. Have you ever been in that position?
That's horrible. You're like, oh, I need a cup of coffee, but I don't wake anybody else up.
Yeah, so you have gone through.
And if you don't have a bathroom you can go to, and you have to walk down a hall or something, you're like, oh. And then inevitably, every single time, you'll be tiptoeing and the floor will crack. Like it's never exactly. Or you'll be in sock feet and then boom, slide in. Then
you open the bathroom door and it goes.
Yep, that's exactly what happens.
And then you stop up the toilet.
It's horrible.
I've never been in the position where I was the first person to wake up. You should probably know that about me. But I have been in the position where people were waiting on me to get up. I'm on vacation. Let's say I go on vacation with some people that I've never vacationed with before. I've done this. And you're all in different rooms in the same condo. And I'm vacation, I'm going to sleep in. So I wait for the sun to wake me up. Coming through the window, I don't set an alarm. And I get up and I go to the bathroom and I wash my face and brush my teeth and think, well, I want to put on some sort of outfit to eat in, breakfast in. I don't want to be in these pajamas. So I find something to put on, walk in there, and everybody's just sitting there like staring at my door like, finally, she's up and we can eat and we can make coffee. So there's two sides to that coin.
Oh, wow. See, every time I've been places with friends, they don't care.
They just go ahead and make noise and
go
about their day.
Yeah. Nobody cares. I mean, I don't care. They don't care.
I feel like people should do their own thing.
Right.
But if you want to go to the activity, everybody needs to set a time. We're leaving at this time. That way nobody's got resentment. Nobody gets left. I vacationed with my niece and my cousin and their kid. And they all had little kids. I didn't. It was just me. We went to Myrtle Beach. By the time I got up, they were like, okay, in the morning we're going to get up and go down to the beach. We'll just have a chill morning. The beach was across the street, so it was a little ways walk. So I woke up, everybody was gone. So I think, oh, no problem, they're down at the beach. So I get my bikini on, I get my towel, I get my beach bag, I pack some snacks and drinks and brush my hair and brush my teeth and put some sunblock on, go out of the hotel, start walking down the road, go down the street, and they're coming back up the street with all their chairs packed up and all their beach bags packed. They're like, Dina, we're ready to go to the museum. They were going to some kind of animal museum. So I thought, do I go down to the beach and do a little beach time and then catch up with them? We did have two different cars. So I just turned around and followed them back. And we all had to get showers. I was the last one to get in the shower because they got there before me. When it was time to go, they had to wait on me. I mean, I was always one step behind.
Or 50. It sounds like.
You know it would be. Vacationing with people, even if you love them to pieces, if you never vacation with them, there's an art to that. Without somebody getting mad. Like, where are we going to eat? When are we going to leave? What are you going to wear? You haven't. So you're an easy vacationer.
Yeah.
Sharing a bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to go. Hurry. That's what we do.
Yeah. Who gets ready first? And I don't know. That's a test of family. Maybe apparently it's just me that has these issues. I don't know. All right. You take it.
Okay, see.
I've got my complaints out.
Mine aren't things that are up for really a whole lot of discussion. They're just stinking funny, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Drank too much last night and I forgot I ordered food. And the text says, I'm outside. It says, sounds scary. Who is this? Your delivery driver.
Well, that's funny to you because it's probably happened to you.
No, I never, ever have forgotten if I've ordered
I don't forget
food.
No. How could you forget food?
I could never forget food. That's why it was so stinking funny that somebody actually could drink so much that they forgot they ordered food.
Oh, but wouldn't that be a nice surprise, though? You're drunk, you slept it off a little bit, you wake up, and then there's this big pile of food.
Okay, but there wouldn't be because the delivery driver's not going to stand there. Or he's going to put it on your porch if you've already paid for it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be icky.
That's true. It could get
So,
cold.
no, that wouldn't be fun at all.
All right, well, this has something to do with food. A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, and the whole thing's not about food, but one of the best mental health tips I've ever read. This is from Kneepainaid, Instagram. It's about knee pain, apparently, but it said, one of the best mental health tips I've ever read is, if you feel like you hate everyone, eat something. If you feel like everyone hates you, take a nap. If you feel like you hate yourself, take a shower. And if you feel like everyone hates everyone in the world, just go outside. Take a little walk. Have you ever felt that way? No. Well, I think that if you feel like you hate everyone, your blood sugar's probably low. You know, everybody's getting on your nerves.
Okay.
You're probably
I've
hungry.
never felt like I hate everybody.
Well, not literally.
Okay.
If you feel like everyone hates you, you get in that, everybody's picking on me and nobody likes me and nobody's answering the phone, nobody's answering me. You might need to take a nap. You know how you tell a little kid, I think you need a nap, honey.
Yeah, well, okay, I don't nap.
You don't nap, so. If you feel like you hate yourself, it's probably time to wash your butt.
Well, probably.
And,
or your face.
Yeah, your butt. Yeah, take your makeup off.
Yeah.
That changes everything.
Yes.
And brush your teeth.
Yes.
It's a whole new world. If you feel like everyone hates everyone, go outside. Now that to me is you're sitting at your house, you're on social media, you're on the television looking at all the awful, awful disasters that are going on, and you think, it's just awful. The crime, it's awful. Everybody hates everybody. Go outside.
Yeah.
Listen to the birds. Look at the sky.
Take a walk.
Yeah, listen to some music in your. It really makes a big difference. Just
Huge difference.
like a 15-minute walk. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's all I have to say on that one.
Okay. Well, I really was a thinker one.
Thank you.
Okay. This one isn't.
And now to you.
And now to having to think about anything. Here we go.
My favorite.
Okay, people. How do you stay so calm and level-headed while everyone else is freaking out over the economy? Me. These people have no idea how to live without money. They're what's called the new poor. We're the old poor.
That's right. The always poor. I'm only speaking for myself.
No, but I think that if you were brought up and you had to kind of struggle or watch money, you get it.
Yeah, it's nothing new to you. Even if you've become successful, if you're smart, you don't forget your past.
No, you don't.
Yeah, and you kind of plan for it. We don't need to talk about our finances on here, but I think you can kind of guess who the broke one is. But you are such a good planner. You plan for a rainy day, I bet, don't you?
I try to. But sometimes, things sneak up on you.
True.
They really do. I've seen people that are extremely, extremely well off and then have some kind of devastating sickness or something
Yes.
wipes them out. So, you just always have, but this is kind of like in a joking manner, but that's not funny when somebody's wiped out totally. But I still get excited if I find a quarter or a dime or a nickel or a penny up under my seat when I'm cleaning it out my car.
Yeah.
I do. I swear I do.
Yeah, I do too.
Or in a jacket, like you find
like $1 or $5
got
or
a
something.
dollar.
Yeah. No, the way I was raised, we were middle class, I guess. We didn't live in a big fancy house. I didn't have everything I wanted, but I never felt ashamed of what I had on. And I never thought about what we had or didn't have. If I went to someone's house for the first time to spend the night and it was a big, nice house, I just didn't compare. I don't know, my brain just didn't work that way. I'm sure some people thought, oh, I wish we had a pool. I never felt like I needed anything.
Right.
But when I got out of the house, I realized how much I had. You know, it was like, wow, you have to pay for every single thing that you buy.
Exactly.
You do.
Yes,
everything,
you do.
Everything.
And just because you give somebody a credit card doesn't mean it's paid for.
That's right.
There's
you
a
can't
bill
just-
that's coming
Yeah,
back.
and of course there were checks when I first got out of my
Yeah.
house, and you can't just write checks willy-nilly. There has to be something to back them up.
Yeah, kind of. Just
found
for
out
fun,
the hard
of
way.
course. Yeah.
And Tia, I don't know if you know this. If you write a check and there's nothing to back it up, they charge you like $30, $40.
Yes, they
then I don't know
certainly
what it is
do.
now. Yeah, fortunately I haven't done that anymore. But the poorest I've ever been was I had $5, and I knew that potted meat was 25 cents a can at the time, and bread was 69 cents. A big long loaf of white store brand bread. So that I could eat for a while on that. It was awful. It was miserable. I could eat fried bologna sandwich, still had that loaf of bread. And maybe that's why I don't really like white bread. I don't really like to eat bread or sandwiches anymore because it makes me think about that time. And goober grape was grape jelly and peanut butter swirled together in a jar. That was good. So I know what it's like. I know I can survive what I have to do to survive when I get back to that. If I get back to that. And a lot of people don't. They just don't have a clue what to do. When they get
I really did like potted meat in college. No, I mean, and Vienna sausages. I really did, and romaine noodles.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Well, you know, I think potted meat is Vienna sausages ground up, don't you
probably
think?
don't, but, see, I don't eat them now. But
You don't ever wanna go back to it.
I can't even smell salmon patties.
Yeah, you've told me that, and I love them.
Oh,
So that's just what you grew up on
Yes.
and ate too much of.
way too much.
Yeah, because that goes a long way if you mix it with breadcrumbs and eggs and things like that. I'm sorry, you'll change.
Ooh. Wow.
No, I forgot what your meme said. Oh, the new poor.
Yeah,
They're the
the-
new poor, yeah. Well, we know how to survive when we have to. And I do feel sorry for the people who've always had it fairly easily and
Well,
what
we're
we're
the
going
old
through
poor.
now. Yeah, we're the old poor.
Yeah.
You know, new rich is called nouveau riche because it's French. I wonder what let's look up what old poor is in French. That's what they are. Old poor. I'll cut it out. Old in French. Do you speak French?
Absolutely not. My husband does.
That's right. We should have got him in here. Okay, this is old.
Vieux.
View. Okay, old poor. France doesn't even probably have a word for poor.
Other than P-O-U-R, probably.
Oh yeah, pourre probably. Let's see. Pour the wine. Pouve.
Pauvre.
Pouva. So that sounds fancy.
Oh, okay.
So if we were poor in France, we would sound fancy.
Wow.
All right. Anything else to say on that topic?
None.
I pretty much covered it all, didn't I? I like it though. I like it. All right, this is an audio that you'll listen to, and then we'll comment on. Okay.
Okay.
Just to mix it up a little bit. And this is from ADRIANATBLANC, B-L-A-N-C. And she is a trainer, but she has inspirational things that she shows occasionally. Let's see if we can pick this sound up.
I read this somewhere and it has stuck with me since. Imagine you were trading bodies with the person you love the most for a year. How would you take care of their mind and body, knowing you'd be giving it back to them? How would you eat, move, talk to yourself on the good days, the hard days, the average days? How would you take care of that person? Now, can you do the same for you?
Okay. That's like self-care, you know. Why do we
Yes.
care for others so much more than ourselves? So who would that person be, the person you love the most? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. I mean, everybody knows it's me. No, just kidding. Think about that person. How would you, if you crawled into their body for a year, what would you do differently than what you do now for yourself?
Whoa.
Everything?
Probably. Of course I would.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can't even believe you brought that one up because I can't wait for my next one because you'll just...
Oh, does it tie
you
into-
know something? I'm just going to say it just because it ties right into
Okay,
that.
sure, go ahead.
Because this is... You'll freak when I say this, okay? Can you imagine how hot I'd be if I ate right and took care of my body? I'm not going to do it. But
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
That's so funny.
I know. And you said that, and I'm thinking, well, there's one of my memes, and you're asking me if I could crawl into somebody else's body. I mean, what would I do different? And well, probably everything
Yeah.
that I do for myself. Well,
Yeah.
not quite everything, but
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay, I read this somewhere and it stuck with me ever since. Imagine you were trading bodies with the person you loved the most for a year. How would you take care of their mind and their body, knowing you'd be giving the body back to them? How would you eat, move, talk to yourself on the good days and the hard days, the average days? How would you take care of that person? Now, can you do the same for you? I was thinking like how you say, not you, I mean how one says, and I do. Say I do something stupid or forget something important. I'll tell myself I'm an idiot. You know, you're so stupid. How could you be so stupid? But you wouldn't say that to the person that you love the most,
No.
probably. Why is that so difficult?
I don't know, because I watch entirely too many podcasts that says that what you say to yourself, you're going to start believing. So I try not to say, like, you know, you're such an idiot, or you're so stupid, or I just try to keep that completely out. When I do something that I'll just like, really, then you know what I do? I call my evil twin Tina.
Yeah.
Well, Tina, why did you, nothing against Tina's out there, but I mean, I'll just say, well, Tina, why did you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard you say, maybe not as much as you used to, I've heard you say, well, what an idiot, or I'm so stupid. You know, I
Yeah.
think I've heard you say that to yourself. I think it's, for me, I can only speak for myself, maybe I don't feel like I deserve, I know who I am and what I've done in my life that I regret, and maybe I feel like I don't deserve attaboys to myself. You know, that's a really, it's an important thing, I think.
It's extremely important
Yeah.
because, I mean, you're clothed in righteousness, period.
Right. Right.
I mean, accept it. It's just hard sometimes. It just really is.
It is. And maybe if you knew everything that person that you love so much had ever thought or done, you wouldn't be you'd be easier to say, you idiot.
Right.
Because I know what you've done. We know ourselves all too well.
Yes.
So it's hard to cherish yourself.
Right.
And you're a giver. I can speak for you. You don't have a lot left for yourself sometimes because you're such a giver. There's only so many hours in a day to tend to things, you know, and you tend to others so much.
Well,
that, I know you wouldn't say that about yourself, but
I think that you need to tend to yourself because, I mean, if you're not healthy, then everybody around you is not going to be healthy. But I mean, that's just wild to think about being in somebody else's body, and then I like that a lot.
yeah, I'd be like, I'm not going to eat that or drink that next Mountain Dew because
Right.
I'm in Joe's body.
And then again,
I don't want to hurt him.
here's mine.
I'm not
Just
gonna do it.
imagine. Well, I'm not going to do it, but I mean, just imagine it.
Well, you want it to be
Fun.
fair for everybody else, you know.
Well, yeah,
You want to give everybody else a chance.
I'm not. But
Yeah, I've said that before on here. We talked about how my body looks like the amount of effort I put into it.
so does mine.
And when I do put more effort, it changes.
Yes,
you know, so-
it does. It's fascinating
Isn't
how
it?
that works.
It's interesting.
I know. It really is.
Okay. So that was kind of a combo of our memes together, a combo meme. Why don't you do another one?
Okay. Again, mine are real intelligent, not. Okay. This is a text message. How is Ruth? We split up, mate. Oh, no. So you're ruthless? How long have you been waiting to crack that one? He said, I'd rather not say.
Ever since he started dating Ruth.
You're ruthless. See?
Yeah, it cracked,
Why?
it cracked
I
you.
mean, things just struck me funny, and I don't know why.
That's good.
But-
I'm glad. We just keep going. You said you had 10.
Okay.
So.
All right. This is kind of a visual, but
Okay.
you'll get this one because we had a call-in or a write-in about this has happened to them on our favorite things or Mother's Day things. Okay. Your phone, when you say you want to buy something. So there's Instagram, Google, Facebook, all popping up.
Oh, listening.
They're all listening.
It's so true. It's
It
so true.
is.
Well, it's supposed to be for our convenience. You know, like, we heard you're looking for a washing machine, so here's some washing machines. But it always catches me off guard.
Oh, and then it's even more freakish when you're talking on the phone to someone and you're not, you didn't even put it in a text, an email, or anything, and then you get all these ads, and it's almost like, am I on Big Brother?
Yeah. Big
That's
Brother is
freakish.
here. Yeah. It's here for sure.
No, that makes me cray.
Yeah, my mom the other day said, Dina, I understand you've explained to me that if I Google something, I'm going to start getting ads for it. If I say something to you in front of my computer or the television, even now, I'm going to start seeing ads for it. But I know I didn't say, I can't remember what it was, but she said, I didn't say this out loud, I just thought it. I know I just thought it. Now they're reading my mind. I said,
But it almost seems like that,
it does.
doesn't it?
It does. Well, I know someone who works in predictive marketing, and they look at the commonalities of, like, a woman who's 55, who graduated from college, who bought a house and got it paid for, is probably going to be looking for painters because it's
Right.
time for her house to be painted again. So I said, so Mama, they're predicting
Right.
at your age what you need. So that's genius in itself, but it's
It's scary
creepy.
in itself, too.
I know. One day my mom said, we were looking for windows. She said, okay, Google, give me some window information. I mean, she just said it out loud because we had the little Google, what's the countertop thing called? Google Home, like the Alexa. And it worked, it started. So, maybe it'll become second nature to just yell out, I need some bread, and you'll get
Then
some
a
bread.
robot brings it to your drawer.
We're pretty close to that.
No, we're real close to that.
Yeah, because you have a grocery list on your Alexa, don't you? You can holler out things. And then you could just say order from, whatever, I guess.
Right.
Order from Amazon.
But I don't want to pay for it, so I just go get it myself.
There you go. There you go.
So,
Okay, what else?
okay, all right.
We probably got time for 2 more if you got 2.
All right. Just because he dated you for 7 years, it doesn't mean he will marry you. My uncle studied medicine for 6 years. Now he's a DJ.
Good advice. So what would be your cutoff limit to date someone without them asking you to marry him? Not now, I know, because now we'd
Oh.
probably never want to get married again, but when you were peak age of marriage.
Well, I did date somebody for 7
So
But-
7 was your cutoff.
That was my cutoff, I guess. But, I mean, we just weren't right for each other, so...
Just took you 7 years to figure that
Yeah,
out.
but I mean, I would think that if, you start, because a lot of people today, they don't start really getting serious until their 30s.
That's true.
So, I mean, you're in your 30s and you're planning to have a family, then I'd make that cut off like a year and a half, 2 years. Say bye-bye.
Yeah, if you don't know by then. Although, I guess we're old-fashioned in that a lot of people are never going to get married. They get the house, buy all these assets together, have children, and they're still not married. And I think, you don't understand how laws work and legal things work. And I would never buy a big asset like a house with somebody if I wasn't legally bound to them.
No.
Yeah, but we're old-fashioned. We are aunts. We're old aunties.
We're ants. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just do 2 more?
Sure.
Okay. Because this is me for sure. Some days I amaze myself. Other days I look for my phone while I'm talking on it.
Absolutely.
Do you do that?
Absolutely, I
I've been in
do.
my purse digging for my phone, and I'm like, I can't find my phone, and I'm on it.
You're on the phone. Yeah, I think I've done it with it in my hand. I don't know if I've ever been on
I've
it.
been on the phone looking for my phone in my purse.
Well, that makes me feel better about the things I've been doing.
Okay, thank you. All right.
I have looked for glasses when I'm wearing glasses.
But not on top of your head?
No, actually on my face.
Okay.
Because I thought, well, I can see awful well to look for my glasses in my purse. Usually I can't see in my purse.
Oh, wait, you just made my rib hurt. No, when I've got them on my face. I was thinking we need them like that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. Of course. Of course when they're on my head.
All right, for my last one. I
Okay.
promise.
This is our finale. We ready?
Okay. Yeah, well, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
But telling a woman to calm down works about as well as baptizing a cat.
It works exactly the same.
You never tell a woman to calm
No,
down.
you never baptize a cat.
Never.
Just sprinkle. You're right. I know. And I've said that to you before. Tia, calm down. I think, why did I just say that to her?
That helps. Not.
If you're not calm, there's a reason you're not calm.
Right.
There's a reason why that is your breaking point, and it may not be somebody else's breaking point. You know, if we both hooked up to an EKG machine right now, mine would probably be close to flatline, and yours would probably be going up and down.
Right
it's just
now?
how we're set. It's just our setting.
Well, I'm just always like,
Yeah. No, and I'm always, beep, beep, beep.
but you take naps, which is good.
I do take
You're
naps.
a lot more healthy because
I don't know about that.
you sleep well.
Yeah, I do sleep well.
I don't.
I just learned to teach myself not to worry if I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Or I can't do anything about it till tomorrow, so I'm not going to worry about it. But that took a lot of, I guess, meditation or practice, you know. But I think some people are just set on a higher idle than other, just like cars.
Right. If I could just have somebody to tweak my idol, I'd be so much better.
Okay. And with that,
With that,
we'll see something if we can do
and
something about your
thank you
idol.
so much for having like memes that were kind of
Yeah, we were different.
more thought provoking, and I had the ones that are just like I don't know.
I liked them. That's a good contrast, I think. So a lot of times you bring in memes that are very deep and
No, I don't.
yes, you do. I mean, where we talk about deep subjects, friendship, and things like that. And this was lighthearted for you, so it's about time we get lighthearted because
I
we've
had
been
to
through
get
it. We've been through it. Yeah.
For
All right.
sure.
Let's see. What kind of housekeeping do we need to do? We mentioned the YouTube channel. The link is in show notes. Another way to listen is also our blog. You know, if you've come across us by accident and you like what you heard, I don't know if you would on today's show or not, but if you did, our show's always different. It's always a different subject. Something may speak to you one week and not another week. On Sundays, we have Giggles and Gratitude where we reflect on our week. We do some devotions because we are Christian and we don't hide that. And we have words of inspiration for you if you're not a Christian. Yeah, that's fine. We want you to listen. And if you've discovered us, you may forget, you go about your week, you've listened, but you can't remember the name of the show or how you got to it in the first place, how you discovered it. Right now, look at the show notes where you're listening and follow us on Facebook because we always announce when we have a new episode, or follow us on Instagram. We do that there too. All these links are here, TikTok, and also
Spotify.
Yeah. All you got to do is click that little bell to get you a notification, and it'll let you know when there's a new episode. If you don't want to download a new app on your phone, Spotify, which is great, it's free, you can actually go to spotify.com, listen that way. You don't have to open an account or anything. And you can also go to if you're listening on our website, there's a little box that pops up that says subscribe to our newsletter. All we're going to send you is the new episode with some notes, sometimes some thoughts, some links to things we talked about in case you're interested in following up on that. But it will come to your email twice a week for the Sunday show and the Wednesday show. In the future, we may have contests, we may have something special come up, and you'll get that notification too. But you're not going to get emails every day or 5 a day, or you're not going to have to unsubscribe. So those are all the ways you can be reminded when the next show comes out, because you get busy and you forget things. I've had podcasts that I love, and sometimes I'll forget to check them. Mm-hmm. Think, why don't I just hit that subscribe button?
I only subscribe to the ones I like. So I just go to my subscriptions, and if there's a dot on them, then that's when I listen.
There you go. Very easy, very easy. So we appreciate our regular listeners, our new listeners. We love you guys. I love you, Tia, as always.
Love you too.
Yay! And we hope we gave you some things to think about today and laugh about today. And we will have a show on Sunday, our Giggles and Gratitude. And anything else I need to mention?
That's all I've got.
All right.
Or that's all you've got for me.
Now we just got to find somebody to tweak your idol. All right.
I know. Darn it. I'm going to be in search of.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
We would love to hear from you.
Leave your questions or comments on our voicemail by visiting our website at dinaandtia.com. Your message may be played on the show.
You can find our Instagram and Facebook links there too.
Again, that's dinaandtia.com. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
listening.